is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and we are back today with an event overview video for you all of the upcoming Hammer of the Gods event, where we are actually going to get the opportunity to earn Valkyrie shards. And furthermore, these events have got to be one of the best free-to-play ways to actually earn character shards, especially if you built up a medium roster in terms of the character requirements. But as well, we're going to get some orbs that actually open to unlock other characters as well. We're going to be deep diving some skill character kits here that we can take a look at in terms of synergizing. But more importantly, giving you a rundown of how this event is going to work. So first and foremost, time recording, it does start in 1 day and 21 hours. If we go ahead and hit the preview here, we are actually going to see a breakdown of the different stages here, consisting of easy, hard, and heroic. It goes without saying that if you're able to push through heroic mode through these next 2 weeks, it's generally the best way to earn as much fragments as possible, allowing us to ultimately maximize the potential of these Valkyrie shards. Now, as you can see, as you level this progression up here, easy mode doesn't require any specific character traits. Hard mode actually does require 5 party animal characters, and then same with heroic. And then what you're going to see additionally is this. Going to really mirror how campaign nodes are actually set up in the game, where you're going to have a set of nodes here where you can farm day in, day out, and if you're actually able to unlock them in 3 stars, you can auto win and then keep farming those fragments. So additionally, you can hit the eye here, and it does actually give you some recommendations. I don't think these are generally pretty accurate, because I find that you can definitely get away with some lower level teams, and you don't necessarily need level 85 gear tier 15, ability level 6, so forth. But it does give you a sense. Now that they've buffed up this event, I feel like you do need teams more so around that 200k mark to actually be able to go through and push all the way. And it really depends on the nodes too. It can always fluctuate depending on if the folks decide to design the challenges to be harder. But generally, if you have a 200k team with pretty good sustainability, you should have no issues pushing through, hopefully. And that's really what you want to do, right? You want to be able to go as deep as possible in the nodes and farm those fragments. So just to help you guys visualize here as well, we can't access the nodes yet, but I'm able to pretend that this is the heroic difficulty. Let's just go ahead and hit one of these campaigns here, and let's pretend that this is the heroic difficulty and this is the last node here. How I would start my day out then is actually farming the fragments from last tier and then back down, because generally starting here is a really good point where I go ahead, I hit auto win 5 times. That's gonna allow me to farm it right away, and then I'll work my way down. As you run out of energy, this is where a lot of folks are not sure about the event, right? We're gonna get a new energy pool here that we're actually able to replenish. So kind of similar to the yellow lightning bolt that we see in the top right, but instead this time it's going to relate directly to this event. And similarly though, you are going to be able to refresh. So you go ahead and actually tap it. Right now I have the actual flash refreshes right now, but generally it does cost 50 power cores, and they'll grant you more energy. And you do want to be doing that if you're able to, the power cores. It's one of the reasons why I save up power cores, because for this event, utilizing that is actually a great way to earn character shards, especially if you're free to play and you're trying to maximize the number of shards. And what I've actually done here is actually, if you're able to go through that each day, day in, day out, and you know, capitalize on the free refresh throughout the day and get the energy, I did create actually a quick chart here in terms of showing you guys the different events and the different characters that have been unlocked actually for the last 6 months plus in regards to characters. And you can see here, generally if you're able to refresh 4 times a day for the 50 power cores, we got a pretty decent shot at getting a 4 yellow bare minimum, and maybe sometimes a 5 if you go over with some spending. As you can see here, most notably, the times that I did go harder was on Kestro, Deathpool, and as well as Doctor Strange Heartless, just because I saw them as meta breaking. And to be quite honest, I don't know if Valkyrie's kit and team yet is meta breaking overall. We gotta still see some more footage of them actually live, so I'll probably make that assessment as I play and farm. But I'm gonna definitely do the bare minimum, the 4x50s, so that way I can at least get a yellow 4 stars on her unlock, potentially 5 depending on where the RNG lies. Now, as you go through and farm these fragments, guys, just to simplify this for you, these fragments are actually gonna go towards these orbs, and this is where you're actually gonna be getting the Valkyrie shards. It's going to be coming from these party animal orbs, and you can see right now you actually are able to go through and use power cores to unlock them right now, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're trying to, you know, chance on getting Valkyrie shards, but it's not a guarantee. If you are planning to use power cores to get more shards, I recommend the Seer of the Slain Orb, which is to the right, because at least that way you got a chance of actually getting 180 shards as opposed to the maximize shards that's actually restricted in the party animal. Main reason is because the party animal is mainly meant for, you know, those farming the event, and as well other character shards. So we go ahead, hit other rewards. common shards. We're going to see a breakdown of the characters that can drop from this, so you can see most notably, I don't think there's anything too crazy. We haven't been able to farm Kate Bishop yet, so it is not going to be nice that we have finally a way to get more shards of her, especially her being that pivotal Young Avengers squadron. We don't have Scarlet Spider in the game yet that's farmable, and as well as Spider-Punk, so definitely this is a great opportunity to actually get more shards of them. Otherwise, everybody else is pretty much farmable in the game. And then last but not least, let's not forget the event featured character being Valkyrie. So definitely a great time to capitalize, especially with these events usually being one of the best ways to actually unlock shards. And like I said, my track record has been unlocking a 4 yellow or 5 yellow, depending on how much I want to blow into it. But overall, if you are planning to do the 450s each day, it is going to be about 2,800 or more power cores throughout the 2 weeks, which in my honest opinion, not too bad, right? You just do some quick math. And don't forget, guys, we're also going to be able to generate power cores per day if you're involved in arenas. So just make sure you're active throughout the 2 weeks, and you should be able to actually supplement those 4x50s. It should be no issue whatsoever. Now, back to the theory crafting here, guys. The actual party animal roster. So I did have a chance to review, and to be quite honest, you know, I don't know if this is going to be as friendly in terms of a roster for folks as opposed to previous events we've seen, because I'm seeing a lot of similarities and a lot of parallels between characters that were actually used in the previous Scourges. So if you guys found that there were teams not built up for your previous Scourges, more specifically the Young Avengers and Web Warriors, this event might be a little harder. So I'll break down what I'm saying right now through showing you guys here. So you can see the combination of the Young Avengers is going to be definitely something I'm considering, because we have Squirrel Girl, America Chavez, and Kate Bishop already built up naturally from me going through the Scourges. And by having their natural synergy, Squirrel Girl, especially because of her sustain and healing, even if you guys don't have the rest of the Young Avengers, try to bring her up. I brought her into Dark Dimension 5. She can probably be used for Dark Dimension 4, Dark Dimension 3. A very strong character, guys. A really strong war team as well in the meta. So Cosmic Crucible as well. Like, this is just a no-brainer. If you can bring Squirrel Girl, I highly recommend. She's got to bring sustainability, even if you don't have the other synergies here being Kate Bishop and America Chavez. Please do that, because I feel like you're going to just have that sustain, especially if you guys have a smaller roster than me. I think that's going to add another element of sustainability and push you deeper if you need that healing. Another potential combination here is a team I've been mentioning over and over for the past few months, but it's the only viable mutants team right now in the Doom 2 raids, and they can be used for Doom 1 and Doom 2, but it's the Astonishing X-Men, right? This combination of Jubilee, Beast, and Iceman. Yes, they don't have the full cluster here, but even having these three, they're going to get those beautiful synergies together. Beast is another staple. If you don't have Squirrel Girl, try to bring on Beast, because he's got sustain. He can grant energy. He can grant buffs to the team, especially if it's his fellow Astonishing X-Men. But as well, he still has a heal even regardless for his teammates. So, I mean, even if you don't have mutants with him, he's going to be able to provide buffs and support and capabilities there to actually push you deeper. The key messaging here is having sustainability, and that's going to allow you that fortitude to push through deeper into the unlocks here, especially if you want to farm as much fragments as possible. So right off the bat, those two are really high recommend team synergies that I really do recommend if you can get your hands on them. Another good powerful one is actually the combination of both Scarlet Spider and Spider-Punk. Now, Spider-Punk by himself is actually not great character overall. He can bring some damage, but I feel like a lot of folks would likely have these guys built up because of the Doom raid. So, I mean, you can leverage some synergies there in the fact that you already added value through participating in those raids. But Scarlet Spider is really where he's going to get value from. Synergizing with Spider-Punk, his passive no responsibility here. Even though he doesn't get bonuses from the raids, he's actually going to be able to at least get some passive buffs for his fellow Web Warrior, you know, granting the additional health and be able to give them the additional crit as well. Unfortunately, like I said, it's limited by the sense that they're not in raids, so there will be some aspects where they won't get that bonus. But otherwise, still a very good character if you guys have them built up. He can apply slow, offense down, and actually able to extend negative conditions if they exist. So right off the bat, those are the three I would recommend, guys. Otherwise, the other potential team that you may or may not have been building already is the Unlimited X-Men, and we do see some, you know, fragments of that here with Gambit and Dazzler. Unfortunately, just having the two of them together here they may not be strong enough overall. And honestly speaking, you're going to need them built up if you want to get that 200k, 250k combat power in total just to push through, right? But the good news is that they can synergize with Beast and the other mutants, so that could be a potential combination with the Astonishing X-Men. These two rounding out the top 3 over here, that could be a very powerful mutant team. The other combination I actually see is the remnants of the Heroes Asgardians. So if you recall, even though this is Valkyrie's event, with these events generally, we get the featured character actually on our team, so she's going to get added up either in all the nodes or actually the majority of the nodes, so we will have access to her. And you can see here we're already having access to both Mighty Thor and as well as actually Sif being up here. So that is another great team combination, guys. So 3 to 4 potential teams, but again, Scopely definitely intended folks to use teams that have been actually used already in the previous Scourges. So it's interesting that's how they developed this party animal roster. But the good news is, if you guys have already invested in this in the last 3 to 6 months, we're definitely gonna get some value there in being able to utilize these teams, and hopefully you don't have to invest too much more just to participate in this event for the next 2 weeks. So there you guys have it. All the other characters I just wouldn't recommend personally because of the lack of synergy, but this is what I see right now, you guys. I hope this is able to help you. Best of luck in your guys' event, and like I said, try to maximize as much as you can because these are free character shards and they always do provide a lot of value for us, especially as a free-to-play player. Thank you as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.